Hi there, Lori Ehlke here. Thank you so much for joining me on my art channel. I love sharing my art videos with you guys. Today I did a picture that could be great for a Christmas card or a fun little Christmassy type saying. I used gouache paint for this, and I just wanted to walk you step by step through how to do this. As you can see, I have not even put any words in, but to do those words, you could use a white gel pen or some other type of white pen. So have fun with this one, and hope you enjoy it. So I started off by taping down my watercolor paper onto my table, and now I am taking straight black gouache paint and I'm painting the entire paper black. This is actually my first time doing this, where I'm starting with the dark color of gouache and then putting the light colors on top. And the problem that I had doing it this way was that when you add wet paint on top of dry gouache, the layer underneath becomes reactivated again. And so you can kind of see this as I am adding these leaves, that the wet black, or the black that's dry underneath, is actually becoming re-wet as I add wet paint on top. So I found that I have to really kind of apply the paint quickly and thickly and then just kind of move on and let it dry. So some of the greens got a little bit darker because the black was reactivated from underneath. But what I did was I just kind of am going around the edges and am adding some green leaves kind of coming out towards the center of my painting. And I'm kind of using a mixture of greens. I have some more of like a light green. It's almost kind of a minty color. And then I have more of a regular green. I'm just trying to kind of vary the different greens that I use. I'm also trying to vary the size of the leaves, so you can see the minty green leaves are long and thin, and then my more regular color green leaves are shorter and smaller clusters. I like to have some larger ones, some medium ones, and some small ones, just to give some variety in size. I'm also adding some holly leaves, which of course are nice and Christmassy. And you can see, because of the black underneath, they're kind of a little bit darker. I also am using a smaller brush to do those because they're a little bit more detailed. I thought it would be nice to add a little bit more color too, so that the entire thing wasn't just green. So for my pine branches, I started by adding this brown, reddish brown color with my thin liner brush, and then now I'm going back in with my real tiny brush and adding the pine needles. And just that little bit of color really helps give some variety. Of course, and the needles is a really nice texture to add to this painting. I'm just doing some little brush strokes that go kind of diagonally up away from the center, and then I'm making sure to come back and add a couple of brush strokes in the middle so that the line down the center isn't like perfectly visible, because some of those pine needles should be growing towards you, kind of all around the center, not just to the sides. But that definitely adds a really nice texture. Now I'm just going in and adding some detail on some of the holly leaves. I'm just putting a line down the center and then adding a couple of the veins that come out towards the side. I'm using a lighter, like minty green for this, but you could go either way, lighter or darker. I'm adding just a little bit of detail on some of the other leaves too. Just even adding that center line helps. And I wanted to go with a little bit of a darker green for my longer, skinny leaves. Now you could do this on a white background as well, and it would still look really nice. I've done another version that's similar on a white background, and you didn't have to worry about the black coming through. But if you like the black, you could always use acrylic paint, and then it wouldn't matter if it wouldn't come through on the future layers. Now to add some extra Christmas joy, I am putting in some ornaments, and this white is a nice contrast to the black background. So I'm just starting with some white circles, and I'm just trying to kind of space them out evenly throughout the area or the edge around my painting. And I'm looking for little holes that I left, even making some that go off of the edge too. I can't have Christmas without some red berries, of course, so I'm using a nice bright red and adding some clusters of berries here and there as well. The red is a really nice touch to add just a kind of little pops of color. And because red and green are complementary colors, those greens really make the reds shine. Again, I'm just kind of looking for areas that have a little bit of opening or a space that could be filled, and I'm filling them in with some little berries. All right, as you can see, I thought that my outside edge still needed a little bit more filling up, so I'm going in with a super, super light green, almost a white, and I'm just throwing in a couple more of these little pine-like branches or sprigs. And I really just wanted to thicken up the edges to make the center nice and open, but add a little bit more of that texture and that filling to the area along the outside. So I'm just using my brush and adding those last little touches to the edges. Now I've decided to go in with my real little brush and I'm adding some detail to these ornaments. And really you can do whatever you want. I started off with a couple stripes just to keep it simple. And I decided to make my ornaments all red and white. But if you wanted to get fancier or do, you know, a couple of different colors, you could totally do that. I kind of liked the keeping with the color scheme of the green and then the red berries and the red and white ornaments. And there are so many beautiful ornaments out there, so feel free to look up some fun ideas of what you could do. I'm just using some stripes and some dots and some zigzags and just trying to keep my design pretty simple. But this would make a great greeting card. You can even like scan it into your computer and then add the lettering and use it as like a postcard or as a holiday card. Make prints of it. I was thinking about doing that this year for my Christmas card, so we'll see if I decide to stick with that or not. Got lots of ideas. So I hope you enjoyed painting this with me, and I hope yours turns out just so beautiful. The evergreens and the berries and stuff, it really makes a nice touch putting them all together like that. So if you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe to my channel down below and hopefully you will be back for more artistic fun.